Welcome, Scorpio, to your February 2023 reading. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click that subscribe button and in the comments section below, put new subscriber and then ask your question, or if you don't have a question, just put new subscriber, free mini reading, please, or something to that effect. And I will give you that more in-depth reading. But for everyone else, if you're already subscribed, if you don't want to subscribe, if you're just a first-time viewer, I'm also opening it up for you to ask a question as well. So just ask your question below. It will be just a short answer to your question, or a yes or a no. But for everyone else who will subscribe, you will get that more in-depth reading. Now, before I also get into your reading here, I just want to explain about the deck that I'm using. It looks a little bit tatty, a little bit dog-eared. The corners have worn away, but this is a very old deck of mine, and this is a deck that I only use to do readings for myself. I don't use it for personal readings or anything like that, but I was really called to use it this month. So I feel like there's some significant messages that are going to be coming through specifically for some people in February. Now, just if you want to know, this is the Mystic Tarot deck by Juliet Sharman Burke and Liz Green, and they have reprinted this. You can still buy this in other reprints. This is a first edition, and eventually I will buy a new deck so I can incorporate it in my monthly readings, but this month I just felt it was calling me to use it, so that explains the state of the cards a little bit. But let's get into your reading. Happy Valentine's Day for all of you who like to follow Valentine's Day. I do see a beautiful celebration here, so some of you might be spending a wonderful Valentine's Day with someone you love. You are also showing up in your own reading here in the Queen of Cups, so I'm feeling like this is quite a significant month for you, Scorpio. And also another interesting thing about your reading is that you've got multiple threes. You've got the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Now, when you have threes in a reading, threes represent creativity. They represent growth and self-expression. And they really indicate a need for you to see clearly where you're headed and to make decisions based upon your goals. And there's a lot of that I'm seeing here for you in February. They sort of you're seeking this expansion in many aspects of your life, and there's a strong need for you to really create and to grow into a stronger person. And I'll tell you what, you've got the Strength card here, Scorpio. So this is telling me you are absolutely going to be doing this in February. You're going to be focusing on your strengths, and this is like not your physical strength, although it may be physical strength for some of you. You're working out, you're working on your body, you're getting stronger, but this is also that internal fortitude that people have. And you've got it in spades. You've got it in bucket loads, Scorpio. You are such a strong, powerful individual. More powerful than you even realize, I think. But yes, you are absolutely working on this in February. But the Three of Pentacles is a lovely card. This is a card of mastering your skills, of being a master of what you do, whether that is within your work, whether that is in a creative project. This is the teacher. This is the energy of you sharing your knowledge, sharing your skills, being just really good at what it is that you're doing and rejoicing in that and even building on that. Now, for some of you, just be careful that you don't become too obsessive or compulsive regarding anything to do with your work or your career, just because you have the devil card underneath the Three of Pentacles, and this can talk about that obsessive compulsive kind of energy as well. So just be careful in that regard. But for a lot of you, this is just really nice. It's a card of great. The Three of Pentacles is a card of great craftsmanship, and your work is just impeccable and of such high quality that you might even be receiving awards or getting a promotion here, or just achieving a new level that you hadn't expected in your in an endeavor that you are undertaking. Now this can also talk about growing your money. Now this can also talk about wanting to follow your passion as well. And if you do that, if you follow your passion, I feel like I can see you going really far here, sailing to the top of your profession as well, if you are in a career. But it just talks about really great teamwork, outstanding teamwork, to be precise, and just a recognition of your contribution to a particular group. If you've been working in a group setting, in a group environment, people are really going to be looking at you and looking up at you, really, for your efforts and for what you brought to the table, so to speak. Now that Three of Cups, again, another three of this is just beautiful celebrations. This can be the birth of a child. This can be an engagement. This can be a wedding. But this is just lovely, a lovely get together filled with emotion. I mean, this could just be talking about you having a wonderful Valentine's Day with your loved one, but this is just, as I said, a beautiful card filled with emotion, filled with joy and happiness, and this can actually even talk about the promotion of somebody, a new job here. So for some of you, I am actually seeing some quite wonderful steps forward here for you. But it's just a lovely time to have a party, to celebrate, and just do things that enchant your inner child as well, that make you really happy and have fun. You know, this is a card of fun and embracing fun and joy and laughter and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm loving how February is commencing here for you, Scorpio. Now, you've got the Queen of Cups. Now, normally I would read this as a Scorpio, but this is a general reading. So this is any water sign, so a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. It's a very deeply emotional card. And this is almost... This is a card of nurturing other people, but it also has a message of you making sure that you really nurture yourself just as much. And this is a card of deep feelings when this comes up. And there could be something really going on something significant going on in your relationships here. This can be either a romantic relationship or a platonic one as well. It doesn't necessarily, if you're not in a relationship, you don't want to be in a relationship, this can be, just something quite significant going on. Now, this is also a card of psychic experiences as well. You're being asked to listen to that inner guidance that you've got, those feelings and intuitions that you get. Listen to them very closely here. And it's interesting, this Queen of Swords is right above that Page of Swords. So this pages are messages or messengers, so this can be quite you might be getting some messages coming through for you. This is communication through your mind, your psyche. This is through your intellect. Just listen to your feelings, your gut feelings here, because that is going to be quite significant. Now, it's interesting, you've got a few people coming up here. You do have that Queen of Cups, which can talk about other water signs around you. You've got the Strength card, which is the card for Leo. You've got the Devil card here, which is the card for Capricorn. And the Page of Swords, that's an air sign. So that can be an Aquarian. I would normally read this as an Aquarian, but that can be a Libra or a Gemini as well, that are quite significant for you in February. Now, the Strength card, as I mentioned earlier, this is talking about that inner strength that you have in bucket loads, Scorpio. This is really harnessing that to get you through any situation that you have perhaps been struggling with. Mentally, emotionally, but this is a card where you are exercising your will, your desire, but not in a way that's harming anyone. I mean, the devil can be a little bit like that. You're exercising your will and control over certain situations that does have a negative a negative side to it, but the Strength card isn't like that. This is a card of you. It's almost a card of manifesting what it is that you want. And this sort of, it's that you're able to tame some of those kind of wild, compulsive, obsessive things within us that the devil does talk about. But I feel like you are taming that and you're harnessing that and you're becoming stronger because of it. You're really able to bring about some changes that you've been struggling with. Now, this can be to do with some sort of obsessive compulsive behavior that you have, or it can be to do with addictions. The devil talks about addictions, and I'm not necessarily talking about drugs, but it can be any kind of addiction: drugs, alcohol, working too much, eating too much, just any kind of behavior that has been. Exercising too much can be also another compulsive kind of thing that you have. But I feel like you are going within in February and really harnessing that inner strength to be able to control anything that may be feeling a little bit out of control for you. Yeah, and I just feel like for some of you as well, there is a message here with that Strength card, to let go of judgment of yourself in particular. Stop judging yourself and putting yourself down and anything like that. But it also is saying, view those around you with a little bit of forgiveness and tolerance as well. So if there is an air sign here, an Aquarian or a Leo or another water sign, Capricorn, whatever, just don't judge other people too harshly either. But most importantly, I'm feeling like this message is you, Scorpio. Don't judge yourself too harshly here. But I am seeing the ending of some of this obsessive compulsive kind of behavior, some negative behavior that you have been kind of I was going to say involved with, but that's not really the correct word. I'm feeling like if you're feeling stuck or trapped, this is coming to an end. It's right next to the Devil card, and the Ten of Swords is a card of ending. So if you've had any stressful worries that you've been obsessively obsessing over, worries that you've been obsessing over, feeling like you are being caught up in, I keep saying, I keep feeling addiction of some sort. Again, this is anything that you can be addicted to. This is now coming to an end. If you've been gripped by something that you feel has been quite negative, even a mindset, thinking negatively, that's all going to end here in February. It's coming to an end. You are going to be able to be released. A lot of the energy of the devil, as well as us feeling like we're trapped or stuck in a particular situation that's going round and round. But often what the devil says, it's actually just an illusion. We're not actually stuck. And just by changing the way we look at a situation, or we react to a situation, that is going to change and break this cycle. So I feel like absolutely there are some negative things that you've been carrying here that are going to come to an end in February. Now, you've got the Page of Swords, which I did touch on earlier. This is a great card. This is a card of some clarity coming into your life. This is of information that is going to be very useful that's coming in for you. Pages, again, I think I mentioned it before. These are messages or messengers, and this one is no different. This is just useful information. Now, this could even be about a delay or a change in plans here that might be coming in. But it's nothing too negative, but it's just some messages to keep an eye out on for. It's actually quite good getting this card. I really like that. It's it's useful information that you are going to be getting. It could be to do with your work, and it's interesting that it's right next to the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is a card of standing your ground, fighting for what you believe in. So if you are getting some messages about some temporary delays or change to plans, you might be able to change things back just because of the Seven of Wands energy, where you are standing your ground. If it's something worth fighting for, fight the fight, Scorpio. Do what you believe in. Otherwise, if you don't feel like it's that important, you can let it go. But yeah, the Seven of Wands does talk about that sort of standing your ground in a battle. And again, this could be to do with work. It could be to do with your creativity or inspiration, a creative project that you've started or that you've been working on here. But yeah, you will be successful if you do want to fight that fight. Otherwise, just let that go. Now, your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck is Following Your Bliss. And this is one of the most beautiful cards in this deck. I absolutely love it. And the affirmation for this particular card is, my soul sings with joy. And the meaning of this card is, do what gives you joy. Celebrate and have fun. You do not need to suffer to grow. In fact, true happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Take steps today to expand your joy. You don't need to do it all at once, but you do need to start. The universe wants you to know, if you don't follow your bliss now, when will you? If you've been waiting to act until circumstances are different or somehow better, you may have a long wait. Some people put off following their North Star until they graduate, get married, have kids, or retire. If you continue to do so, you may never attain genuine happiness. Take steps today to experience the sweet nectar of life. That is beautiful. I do actually see that connected with the Three of Cups, but in a way, I actually see this connected with that Strength card, where you are going within here and really harnessing that internal fire, that internal strength within you, and make sure you channel it into following your bliss, doing what makes you completely happy here. And if other people aren't agreeing with you and you are having to be in that Seven of Wands energy and argue your point, just do it. Follow your bliss. Stand your ground. Do what is going to make you happy. That is the most important thing here, Scorpio. Not pleasing those around you, pleasing yourself. Just as the Queen of Cups was saying, this is a nurturing card, a loving, caring card where you are doing caring and loving for other people. But most importantly, you must nurture yourself and do what makes you happy. Nurture your mind, nurture your heart, nurture your passions. Follow your bliss here, Scorpio. That is important for February. So have a wonderful month. I hope that resonated with you. Please take me up on my offer of free mini reading, or just ask me a question. I'm happy to answer. I'll shuffle my cards for you and answer. But have a wonderful month, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.